How's it going, everybody? And shout out to Justin. I would love to do a podcast with Justin. Wonder and see what he thinks about all this. If I could just get the cell phone up to the speaker. I got a phone little tripod. I've done it before. I used to do it like with football videos back when I thought college football was real. I'd have fun doing videos like that, where I'm interviewing people about Gator football or be my friends. We would just have fun with it, act like we were professional podcasters and talk about the season, upcoming season or whatever, preseason stuff. And Justin, no, we don't pull no punches now. He'll, you know, I would give him free reign to come at me with whatever he wants to. Um, but he does seem concerned, and it's like it's the first person I really again, the first human being I've actually talked to about this that listens to my videos that's concerned. Now, there's another female that I know. Um, she never comments that she watches my videos, but we're Facebook friends. And she's very concerned. She says she could just absolutely feel that right eye wound is coming. So, two human beings that I talk to, just two, for me to put out video 74 and to understand I've talked to two people about all this stuff. Hey, oh, it just changed. I saw August 25th on the clock there, but it's gone. Let's go, people. Come on. What are we doing here? I did get into some Alice in Wonderland because I was watching again the AI site Shaking My Head Productions, and they were throwing Alice in Wonderland. And so let's get into Alice in Wonderland. And pause it so we don't get a copyright strike. In the URL, not much up there, not much anywhere. No, they could change these. And when I first saw, there's a 168 down there. So Alice in Wonderland had 3 release dates for a 75-minute movie. That's an hour and 15 minutes for y'all who are playing at home. um, 75 minutes, of course, hour and 15 minutes. And looks like we got them all pulled up, so let's go. Of course, one of the release dates, 7/26, which is Antichrist in Sumerian gematria or English gematria. It's got 3 of my 6 numbers. Remember, my numbers were 2 for my fallen friend. This is since high school. You're talking since the 70s. My numbers were 2, 24, 27, 38, 42, 45. Coming to find out later on in life, 38 is death, 38 is murder, 45 would be his number. 2, for my fallen friend would always could could potentially be about the end times date. If it doesn't take place on August 25th, then you got to throw that out the window. Just another one of my hunches gone sour. But I would look at every date afterward until we got out of August because it is an overlay of October 1988, that calendar month of August. August the 8th month. October was the 8th month. October, Octagon, Octopus was the 8th month. Frank the rabbit got shot in his right eye in Donnie Darko on October 30th. So August 30th could be 29th, 30th, all that. We got to get out of August before we start looking at any other dates. There's always dates to look at in September, October, November, and December. Those 4 months. But August, July, who am I kidding? I look at all these months. But starting in July through December is where it's most powerful, other than February. other than February. March has its moments. March, Mars, the god of war. Spring, going from winter to spring, the dead of winter to rising in the spring, things like that I look at. May is always big because it's the divine feminine month, which is the religion that runs the earth. The religion that runs the earth is the divine feminine. That is the whore of Babylon. The biblical whore of Babylon is that great city where our Lord was crucified. It's threefold. It is the shape-shifting male fallen angel Satan to the female goddess. And it is the divine feminine spirit realm that runs the earth. Mystery Babylon, or the whore of Babylon, it's a threefold situation. And we prove that when we do our Revelation study. But the main focus in Revelation is that it's that great city where our Lord was crucified, as it says in Revelation 11:8, that great city. But let's get back to it. 27, 42, and 24. 3 of my 6 numbers are right there. Now, they know I would see that for show. Let's keep going with Alice in Wonderland. 27, 422. Remember, the 22nd prime number is 79, which is murder. And District 22 was on the bus on the Dark Knight movie that began the movie. And the last Alice in Wonderland is 27, 374. 37, and the next progression of 37 is 74. It is that fusion. The third is 111, and there you see 11 months, 11 days, so you have 111 coded again. You have 74 followed by 111. Just very interesting. Basic, simple. Now, you do have 9/11 in the weeks when you get to the lunar eclipse. 3,911 weeks even. Remember, that's all about rising on the 27th and 28th, if our date is correct. Rising on the third day, Satan possessing the body. Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit. Of course, November 3rd, the opening of One World Trade Tower date. 11.3 code. Remember, day 311 is November 7th or 11.7 for Revelation 11.7. The 11.3 and 311 code has always been about rising. We've exhausted that, so I'm not going to go back over it again. But there it is, November 3rd, 1966. The big year. It's kind of when it all started, it's kind of when it all began, 1965, 66. The Rolling Stones put out an album called Their Satanic Majesty's Request. Went alongside Beatles' Sgt. Pepper that had Aleister Crowley on it. So yeah, that was the sex, drugs, and rock and roll beginning. Batman began on TV. So November 3rd, 66, when we run that to our 8/25 date, sure enough, 21,845 on rising day, 847. So you have 45 on event day, 47 on rising day. We have seen that many, many times, and we always think that is most certainly a really, really, really big deal. I will say again, when I saw Trump, just 15 yards away from him, maybe 20 yards at the most, on 4/11/2026, when you run that to our rising date, it's a perfect 138 days, which is Donald Trump and Sybil Gematria. I went to the UFC Miami. Now, what would be the chances of that? These are timestamps I feel very strongly that the Lord has just put right in our face. All right, let's go to the next one. I have nothing prepped on that one. Still haven't got to any of that. So the Empire State Building, remember there were other dates to look at where they did like U.S. National Historical Landmark, when they made it a U.S. National Registry of Historic Places, 1117 coded, 624, 927 is coded there for September 27th. 927, remember, Daniel 927 is the abomination of desolation Bible verse. May 19th, 81. We got them all. Let's look at them. Trump's birthday right there, 14/6, two event day. On Rising Day, 14/6/74, the next progression of 37, which is perfect. Look at the weeks, 2096, which is Eve in Strong's Concordance, New Testament. How do you know all that stuff, Trey? I just do. Numbers, numbers, numbers. But not their version of numerology. Like, stay away from that stuff, right? That's their stuff. That's Mystery Babylon stuff. Numerology, taking a number, and then, like, if it's number 345, you add the 3 plus the 4 plus the 5, and whatever that is, and then you add those two numbers together to form a number, and then those numbers will tell you about yourself or about another person. That's astrology. That's satanic. No, these are just timestamps because God's ordained the end from the beginning. And I have personal ciphers which prove out the Lord's timestamps. They are perfect. And Mystery Babylon is an upside down version, so everything they do is a timestamp. We also need to look at that movie In Time. We won't get to it. In Time film. In Time. In Time film. I'm just going to bring it up to make sure that I look at it. There's Cillian Murphy. That's how you know it's a big deal. And Justin Timberlake. Cillian Murphy, he's in all these Christopher Nolan movies. There's your 6/7. There's your Revelation 13:3 fused with 38, which is death, 38, which is murder. There's your 486. Look at the 149, Antichrist in the time. And the name of it is In Time because it's all about when this all begins. Look at that, October 28th. The Gateway Arch date. Bill Gates' birthday. It's all about the Gateway. So it's 2011. We'll go ahead and do it now. It's 2011. October 20th and October 28th. I'm really seeing a whole lot. That's why I usually prep these for y'all. I don't show things if they don't pop. I'm just going to say no. I mean, you got 149 Antichrist, 14 years and 9 months. But you're always going to have something. You really want to see something flash. You really want to see something pop. And it just didn't. Now, in the URL, 688, and all the other stuff that went with it. So, guess we do eventually have to look up Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake, but I'm not going to bore us with that now. I'll do all that later. Okay. So getting back to Empire State Buildings, 11/17, 1982, 15,009, 88 on event day. 4, 399, 399 is murder in the Jewish Hebrew gematria. The hours begin with 383, 38 is murder, 83 is murder, 38 is death. I mean, this thing is loaded up. That's what you want to see. You want to see it when it's loaded up, not just one thing. 1117, Zechariah 1117, and it pops for 88 on event day. It's telling you Trump 1117, Zechariah on 825. We had to include both dates to get that. That's okay. All right. 92782, 16,038 days on death day, on murder day. There's your 38. What are the chances? 16,534. 34 is murder in reduction gematria. When I see something in the day, the days are the biggest. The days are the biggest. So even if it's just one thing, they coded murder to our murder date. That matters. Lastly, did I do Jurassic World Dominion? 147 in the minutes, 531, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. 1995? No. So I don't know what this date here is. So Alice, through the looking glass? There's your 11-3 in the minutes, representing rising. May 10th, May 27th. 726 in the URL for Antichrist. In the Sumerian or English gematria, which is 6 times English ordinal or simple gematria. May 10th, May 27th. The May 10th date to our rising day, 3,761. 761 is the total end times verses of 357 Daniel plus 404 Revelation. We call that a direct smash hit. It is fused with 37, the prime number for the church. 37 is the 12th prime number. It divides evenly into 111 all the way through 999, including 666. This is a big deal because the 761 was coded on the license tag in the Dark Knight. Yeah, the Dark Knight, not the Dark Knight Rises, the Dark Knight. We've shown you that clip as the 135 and the 761 were just minutes apart, and the 135th prime number is 761. And they coded that in the movie. The other release date is 3744, and remember, that's the number of my fallen friend. His birthday is 7/27/1960 was his birth. His number was 370440, which means the church over the Antichrist. 370 over 440. Is Antichrist in the Jewish Hebrew gematria. His birthday is 7 times 27 times 1960. Oh, do it without the decimals. 1960 times 7 times 27. Make sure you get that 440 on there. So you just saw the days. It was 3744. Drop the zeros. That was his number. The friend that died on May 8th. The prime number for the church over Antichrist. Thanks to the Lord. So that is that Alice through the looking glass to the rising day. And it again has the fusion of 374. 74 is the second progression of 37. Then you get to Alice in Wonderland, 2010 movie. 1 hour, 48 minutes, 148 is Donald J. Trump and Simple Gematria. Look at the 289 over here on the right. You're watching this on your smart TV, so you can see all this. The 289, 289th prime number is 1879. Murder and murder. It's got a February 25th and a March 5th. Let's go. February 25th, 6025. So you have the 02 and the 25. Ooh, and 602 is Revelation in Strong's Concordance. 16 years, 6 months, 66 Revelation is coded. 86 is in the weeks. The hours begin with 144. This is what you look for. Direct smash hits. The other release date, there's your 617, OJ's car chase, June 16th. The 113th prime number, 113 prime number is 617. So that's always representing rising. That's why Batman Begins began on 615. Next progression is 616. And the third, rising on the third day is 617, 617. 11-3 always represents rising. They are meshed together through prime numbers. Look at the hours, 144. Fused with 440, Antichrist. Fused with 408. That total solar eclipse that made that X across America. So killing it, crushing it, way to go. We love it. 6,237 days was my birthday to when I totaled my car on August 3rd, 1978, coming back from Atlanta, where the zip code is 404. And another zip code in Atlanta is 470 to mesh with that 404, because 470 is 470 is Antichrist, right? Or is it Trump? Oh, it's just Trump, if not mistaken. Like 88 is Trump, but what about in the, yeah, just plain old Trump, how it's 88? But that's simple gematria. What about the 470? Well, wouldn't you know that Atlanta, that has the 404 for Revelation? Folks, we know what their codes are. It has Trump in the Jewish Hebrew, the most biblical. As another area code in the same city where the 404 is also an area code. There's your 67 again, fused with 78. This is all about May 8th, 1978, like we've been saying. Black Snake Moan film, long story. December 9th, March 2nd. On Rising Day, it does have the 720 for Rising. There's your 1028 in the weeks, Gateway Arch, October 28th date. The other Black Snake Moan was 711 fused with 116, which is backwards, upside down, 911. It's all about rising. And that's 2 event day. So a death and rising coded. Also, the 116 is in the weeks. So it's in the days and the weeks. That's a big deal. I looked at Build Back Better. They got that 135, which we just went over the 135 with you and how they did code that in the Dark Knight. So when they put Kali, Hindu goddess Kali of destruction, on the Empire State Building, August 1st, 2015. August 1st, 2015, Kali, 2-hour rising date, 4044. There's your 404 revelation. Again, with how we do videos, per the will of the Lord, it's like the same number sequence will be a theme. And the 404 seems to be the theme. the amount of verses in Daniel and Revelation, the 357, the 404, the 761 total, all that. It's just, what are the chances? What are the chances? Because 44 represents Revelation. Drop the zero, and it's 4044. You also have 444, which is 37 times 12. It's like saying 12 times 12 is 144,000. It's the end times church number. I played for Teamsters 444. I was born on day 187. My birth is 7661, and the fusion of that is 761. That's the amount of total of end times verses. I mean, and my original address when I was born was 404 Lime Street. End times are us. What else can I tell you? Lemony Snicket's a series of unfortunate events. December 17th, 2004. 79 murder to our murder date, 7921. On Rising Day, 7923. And the star of the movie did a number called the number 23. On event day, though, let's go back to that. 21 years, 8 months, 8 days. 88 is coded. 11-3 is coded, as it is also on Rising Day. All right, we're done. Love you guys. Part 74.